Hey guys, it's Vicente. I'm here with,
Wilber.
and today we're going to be talking about how AI and technology is shaping the whole fitness industry.
Right.
And together we run One X Scale. We help business owners, gym owners 24/7 with follow up. And yeah, so Wilber, first to start, I want to ask you, where is the value of fitness industry moving forward with all the technology and AI and the stuff?
The value, what can you explain a little bit more about like what you're
Yeah,
referring to in
I
terms
want to
of
know where you should double down and where you should be a little more skeptical.
right, right. Well, I mean it is kind of tough because like for example, we know of companies that are for example trying to develop fitness apps, that use AI for teaching people how to work out or
Yeah.
doing workout routines. Same for nutrition. There are some that are doing other things that I cannot mention. I don't think they've gone public yet. I almost
Yeah.
slipped out there.
Hold on.
Yeah, I almost slipped out, but I'll keep that one for myself. So it is tough to find where to differentiate yourself in terms of using the technology and where the technology is moving
Yeah.
because there's so much out there already.
Yeah.
So honestly, I would take it a step back, and instead of saying how AI is shaping the fitness industry, I would take it to how AI can shape the life of a gym owner or can change a gym specifically in terms of um, productivity, in terms of creating a sort of environment that is a a co a co-living
Yeah.
environment
Yeah.
between AI and
And the
human staff
people. Yeah.
to get the most out of the people, but also most out of the money that is being invested in gym overall. So I take it less from the perspective of like, oh, developing this app and this thing here. I take it more, how can it be used not only to like automate things or to answer customer queries or answer the phone or do all of these things. I think of it like, how can we use it so that we together in a gym environment uh, have more for what we are putting in instead of like one particular app or thing that is being developed.
Yeah. I want to ask you. Yeah, I really like the way you answer the question because I didn't think about that way. It makes a lot of sense. I want to ask you. So we got the gym environment, right? We got the gym business. It's mainly focused around people,
Right.
right? And we got all this AI and technology.
Right.
I want to ask you, how in a business that is so much based on the people and the relationship, how will AI shape that? Because like if I think about it, I will put it this way. The most important stuff, it's not the technology, it's not the AI or the systems, it's more when you have to automate, when you have to use AI, especially in a business that is the gym owners. Because if you put too much AI, you might lose the relationships. So I think the value, like going back to my question, the value is not that much about specific software, specific AIs. It's actually finding the right balance where you get the most of AI and the most of human relationships.
Right. 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 Where's the question? You told me you were gonna ask me a question. I stayed waiting for it.
My question.
I'm like over here really paying attention, and then he just goes back at it. Go ahead. What's the question?
My question. This is like more for us though. Us as a company, we are a follow-up company, whatever. How is the game changing for us, for automations, agents moving forward?
Yeah, I mean it's really strange because what we do
Hmm.
should theoretically be more of a people thing.
Yeah.
But we've found a way where AI can actually do a better job than people
Yeah.
at not only, for example, following up with calls, texts, email, but also, answering the phone when people call in
Yeah.
with like our latest AI desk attendant invention, which is working phenomenally. Uh, so, I mean, it is tough because everything we do is like, artificial intelligence. But I do think there is when you talk about like, for instance, the fitness industry, there is a human element to it that cannot be lost. So the way that I think about it is, first, looking at, will this essentially change the way that my customers relate to me and my team?
Yeah.
Or is this something that is meant to simply enhance the relationship that we have between our customers and our staff? And if it is the latter, where it's something that can enhance that relationship.
Yeah.
And let me put a simple example here. So we have, for instance, an artificial intelligence that answers customer queries. It is like the desk attendant that I mentioned earlier, right?
Yeah.
It handles all the calls that come into the gym,
Yeah.
right? Does that necessarily create a gap between the staff of the gym
Mm-hmm.
and the customer? No, it does not. Because the majority of people are calling to resolve issues and ask simple questions like, is the gym open?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to change this membership. I want to do it quick. Some people, I'd say like probably 5% of the calls are like new customers.
Yeah.
They really do not care. The thing that they care about most is getting their issues resolved as fast as possible and getting off the phone.
Yeah.
Now, that is a prime example of like how AI can bridge, sort of that, enhance that relationship, because instead of them calling 5, 6, 7, 8 times and nobody being at the phone, their questions and queries get resolved right away.
Yeah.
So that's a prime example of using it. Now, there's other ways, which is like, okay, do people really enjoy my personal trainers, the trainers that we have at the gym? Oh, they really do. There's that connection. You can see it. You can see that when people come in, they create these bonds.
So in that one, you should be a little more skeptical about applying.
I'm talking about from a like more. You have to judge that on your own based on like how people relate. Like if people don't really give a shit about your trainers, then like, oh, maybe I could take a look at how we could potentially, I don't know, employ these people here that pretty much do all of the workout and nutritional tips and all of these things using purely AI.
I was gonna say that AI, it really depends. It's really difficult to say like, okay, you gotta use this one or this one or this one, because it really depends on your specific business.
Right.
For example, like automations or agents and stuff like that.
Right.
You gotta have enough volume to actually make sense for them.
Right.
Yeah. So if you run a more like boutique, high ticket offer, just keep the really good relationship.
Yeah, the relationship is the most important thing. But if you're like more of a, for instance, bigger gym where you get a lot of people coming in, lots of leads, all they care is about efficiency. They want to get out of there in and out. Then I think a lot of times it's easier to simply, answer the customer query as fast as possible, as efficiently as possible, and get them out of there.
Yeah.
It's like, for example, this is something that is well known, that phone companies have the worst customer service there is. It's just bad. It is what it is. It's just bad. You're on the phone with them for 3 hours trying to solve a simple thing.
Yeah.
And it is just bad. Would you rather wait 2 or 3 hours to resolve an issue with a person, with a human being?
And they're like, hold on a second, we're about to transfer. And they
transfer you to 15 different people. The other day I had that same problem. I was trying to get my phone number because my phone was stolen. I forgot the PIN. They had to transfer me to at least 8 different people to be able to recover the phone number. It was ridiculous. So, do you think your customers would rather go through that shenanigan?
Yeah.
I don't know where that word came from. Shenanigan. Let's call it shenanigan. Or
sounds like Chinese.
No, shenanigan is I think it's a Spanish word, isn't it? No, it's an English word. It's an English shenanigan. We'll look it up later. Would your customers rather go through that shenanigan or get their issues resolved promptly, efficiently, and as quick as possible, so that they can move on to the next thing?
Yeah.
What do you think they would find, best? That creates sort of a positive outlook towards the gym. Because guess what? After I'm done with the customer service for 2 hours, I'm like, I hate these guys. It's terrible. Versus, something that is efficient, quick, and it gets done, it gets resolved. Like you're like, okay, cool,
Yeah,
awesome, next thing.
it really depends on the business. Like,
Right,
if you're like got really good customer service and you're trying to build the customer relationships every time they hit about the phone. But like, if you're like most people and you're human
right,
with the customer service, like, yeah, I would say if you got enough volume, you should probably explore more AI solutions or agent solutions,
right.
stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm not saying like it's not a thing for every business. I
Yeah,
think you just have to sort of take a look, like a deep look, and like honestly just sit down and think,
yeah.
okay, is this something that my customers would really give a damn if it was automated? Probably not, or yes, they probably would. And you can simply ask them, hey, if we change this, do you think that would change like how you? They say no, then give it a try. See how it goes.
I have one question because like I assume the people watching here, well, the title was gonna be most likely something about agents or automations, whatever. I want to ask you this question: where do you see the automations and the agents moving forward, like 1 year ahead from now? Like, what do you
Shit.
think is gonna be like the? Because like I can tell you my like where I'm more skeptical, especially for a business,
Right.
because we rely so much on doing like technical stuff and shit like that. But then you come up with like I don't know, ChatGPT just dropped these like workflows or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you can build whole like workflows with natural language.
Right.
So I would say that's like a huge opportunity for gym owners because they don't need the technical stuff to actually put together all the HTTPs and
Right.
shit like that.
Right. Right.
But for companies like us, I think I don't know how do you position yourself in an environment that is gonna pretty much most likely devalue all the technical skills and put much more value in actually having interaction with AIs.
I do think like eventually the technical skill is gonna be tough because of what you mentioned.
Yeah.
However, there will always be a need for
Yeah.
technical
Yeah.
expertise, and the reason is because guess what? Okay, ChatGPT can build a workflow. Will it break? It could. Like there's a high
It could,
opportunity that
yeah.
it will break. Or for example, even if you think about, let's say something very simple. For instance, let's say you want to automate, I don't know, payment invoices.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have to have any level of expertise about how to use like API keys and how where to go get that stuff and go and put it in here and make sure you like everything is set up correctly and then testing and all of that stuff and making sure that like there's a lot that goes into it. Even if you could potentially do a natural language,
Yeah.
that could build the thing, there's still so much more than just building the thing.
Yeah.
It's like as if you were to like for example make.com, you can literally tell the thing build this, okay, but now you have like
You gotta test it. You
you
gotta.
gotta go find it, you gotta go find the API here, you gotta go connect that thing here, you gotta put this little thing here that they cannot provide, like unless you give them access to your whole computer
Yeah. Yeah.
eventually where they go and do all of these things,
Yeah.
which honestly I mean it could happen.
It could move forward.
um then it's really tough to do. But not only that, it's like it's also regardless of how like easy it gets to make the thing, it still requires so much bloody time.
Yeah. I was gonna say, on my opinion, I think eventually all the technical skills are gonna get like they're probably you're not gonna need those, which kind of sucks for me and for you. Like,
Not really, because what we do is pretty different. Like we don't provide
I know.
technical expertise.
I
We
was
provide a
I
done
was
for you service.
I was gonna say that I don't think the value is that much. I think like a year or 2 years ago was much more about like knowing how to do this technical stuff or how to use build automations or agents, whatever. The value is still the same, which I would say is identifying problems and providing solutions to it. It
Right,
doesn't
right,
really
right.
matter what the solution is. It's just a bridge between problem solution.
Right, right.
So I would say if you double down on that one and you use more like gym owners, like if you guys are able to actually identify problems of your customers or members and stuff like that, doesn't really matter what you use. It could be AI, it could be people, it could be agencies. But if you provide the solution to the problem, those are constant. So we're gonna always keep the same.
Right.
And I think that one's the sweet point. Like just be really good at business and doesn't really matter like AI automations.
Yeah.
Like,
But like ultimately, like you, because now you're getting away from the topic of the
yeah.
conversation, which is like, okay, then if it doesn't matter, then what's the purpose of the conversation? I think it does matter and it matters a lot. because not only do you need to be able to find the gap in the problem,
Yeah.
and once you become problem aware, that's not where the thing ends. Now you have to find a solution, and it's like, okay, would I rather here have some human person uh, do this thing for me,
Yeah.
and it's gonna cost me X amount of money and X headache,
Yeah.
or I'd rather have this AI thing do that for me,
Yeah.
and it's gonna cost me this amount of money and potentially cost me X, Y, Z headache. I think it's like important to have the skill to differentiate like what exactly it is that you think is the best solution for your business,
Yeah.
not just identify the problem of you've mentioned,
Yeah.
because I think that is the whole topic of this conversation.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, I think it is important to be able to determine like what's best for your business. Like I wouldn't follow the general trend.
No.
I would do it pretty much on a per business basis and see like, okay, where do we land and what works better for us and our team, you know?
Yeah. Like solutions to like every gym owner over there, like they're gonna like vary 100%. They're gonna, if your friend does do this, doesn't mean you can do the same thing. And yeah, I will like finish the conversation like kind of like that, like AI and agents and automations, they're great solutions, but it really
Right.
depends on your business. Like it's just a bridge that provides a solution to a problem. That's
Yeah.
it. And if
Yeah.
you maybe had a better idea or whatever, maybe you land much more in relationships,
Right.
go for that one, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a thing that is like not every business needs AI. There are some businesses that would be much better
Yeah,
off without it.
yeah,
So, unless it like truly helps your business and
yeah.
you personally or your team, sometimes it's good to really like think it through and see if that's actually something that you want to do. But
I have one last question for you. Where you think, like in the gym industry, what specific industries, like I don't know, like franchises or boutique or whatever, are gonna get the most of it out of AI?
no, franchises for sure.
Okay.
Like because like I remember when we were working with Anytime Fitness, for example, we were
Yeah,
working with Anytime Fitness gyms. Um, they have a different structure where they have gyms that are owned by people and they have gyms owned by the corporate company, right?
yeah,
But the corporation was already, they have like 1,000, 2,000 gyms. I'm not sure of the exact number. You guys can correct me. The corporation was already rolling certain
yeah,
like AI feature things across their gyms,
yeah,
whereas the individual owners were still sort of behind. So we were helping provide those solutions. But when we talk to like franchises, I think they're a lot more aware that there needs to be a solution to it, not only because they want to cut costs, but also I think that maybe they're a little bit more business aware, if
yeah. I,
that's
I was I
the
was gonna say that too, and I would say also it makes more sense for them because they got more volume too, most likely.
right.
And I mean, yeah, I mean the cost, but like, yeah. Do we have anything else?
I'd say honestly, like if you are to take a look at your business and you're thinking about like implementing some solutions, the biggest thing that I would say is like first, identify where the problem is,
Yeah,
whatever it is that you're trying to solve. Maybe it is, um, oh, my payments are not automated, or maybe it is, oh, my marketing is not automated, or maybe it is my uh, desk is costing me a headache. Like, look at the issue, then see what is the best solution for me.
yeah,
Not only the cheapest one, but also the one that is going to benefit
yeah,
me and my business the most, and give it a try. See what comes out of it. It doesn't always have to be AI. It can be people, can be other technologies.
yeah.
Um, so I would leave you with that. And if you're interested in, I don't know what are we putting below?
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
put
sure.
together a little follow-up training for you guys. It's based on the 4 pillars of follow-up, so you can increase the shop rates out of the people who opt in.
Yeah. So
Speed,
if you're
personalization, volume, and there was another one I forgot.
yeah. So if you're running ads, or you're getting a good amount of leads, organic leads, go click the link below, and hopefully that will help you guys out with your leads, increase the
Yeah.
ROI. So,
See you in the next week.
all right.